This week we're back with another spot history video, and this is one of our top requested spots to cover.
That's right, this week we're at the West LA Courthouse, and these are the famous ledges right here.
We got the fountain.
We got the outledge.
We got the stairs.
And of course, the legendary stage. And who better to talk about it than Chris Roberts?
Oh, I didn't see you there. Hey, the Dern Bros, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Yeah.
We have a lot of history to cover. You know, we're not gonna hit every trick. Leave it in the comments below if we missed a trick that you enjoyed. And I think before we get to the stage, let's start with the outledge over here. I know you got the 5-0 all the way across. But people were skating it before that even.
Yeah. Well, before I skated it, I think the only thing that was done on it was probably a 50-50 nose slide. Nose slide, big spin, Dustin Charlton. And then that was pretty much it. Robbie McKinley tried to crooked grind it, got smoked. Yeah, and then I came along and just killed it. You know? The nose grind. So the 5-0 was way easier for some reason than the nose grind. The nose grind took me a while. 5-0s, for some reason, I could just get up there and balance on it. And once you're, you know, locked in on a 5-0, you're chilling. But the nose grind took me a while, man. I kept slipping off and everything, but we got it. Before that, though, everybody was just skating this as like, you know, an outledge.
Yeah, just popped off early.
Come down the 4th stair, land right here, you're chilling, you know? What's up, guys? You gonna skate this thing? Yeah? What would you do on it?
I don't know. I was thinking like kickflip back twist.
Kickflip back tail the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We would do like a little grab out after or something.
The grab out? No. Just keep back, kickflip back tail, that's it. Just call it a day. Do it to fakie.
But like this way.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No grabs, just kickflip back tail, fakie, you're good.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too, guys. Have a great one. Yeah.
Pretty long and pretty tall outledge. It's kind of tall to get onto. And then the drop obviously makes it pretty scary. It's kind of rounded too, so it's like some tricks don't really work super well, but first thing comes to mind immediately is Tiago, nollie crook. All right, that's not a small ledge, you know. Dashawn Jordan, front nose, nollie heel, I think is pretty crazy.
The homie Mike Berdis did nose slide and nollie big heel out.
Jorge's tail slide kickflip out.
Levi did front nose, nollie big heel out. Levi also did front nose, nollie flip out.
Torey Pudwill, back tail.
The history is deep here. We got a long way to go, but before we continue, we gotta shout out the sponsor of today's video, Factor. With Factor, you can meet all of your wellness goals just in time for summer. Treat yourself to restaurant quality meals that feature premium ingredients. Factor means there's gonna be no shopping, no prepping, no cooking, and no cleanup. You know, our favorite thing about Factor is that it's basically become a go-to lunch option for us. We don't always have time to stop somewhere for lunch. We don't always have time to cook and prepare our own food. Incorporating Factor into our daily routine has given us more time out of the day to just skate and do what we love. There's 35 different meals to choose from with 60 different add-ons. That means every week you'll have new flavors to explore. Factor meals are fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code DernBrothers50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code DernBrothers50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders.
So much stuff has gone down on there, which I was actually surprised that more stuff hasn't gone down.
Same here.
The stuff that these kids are doing nowadays, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody blunt slid this or front blunted it, or you know what I mean? Like it just, I feel like it hasn't been destroyed. I thought this thing would be annihilated.
It's a little time left.
Little time left. This was also a warm-up spot too when we were skating here, because like you have to understand too, when we grew up skating here, this was a bust.
They're not supposed to be skateboarding in here, period.
An LA cop scolds and threatens this crew at the courthouse in West LA.
And I'm going to start putting people in jail for skating over here. I'm getting disgusted with having to tell people the same thing over and over again. This is not a skate park.
The cops would come in, they would swarm the place. Motorcycle cops would ride down these stairs, boom. They would come in from the bottom, they'd come in from the side. I mean, it was like a drug bust. Like they surrounded the place to kick us out. So sometimes when it was a little hot here, we would just skate this ledge.
Okay.
We would just skate this ledge. We'd all, we'd be hanging out up here. Maybe we'd skate this stairs. This wasn't all locked in like a jail, but yeah, we'd skate this little ledge when the spot was hot.
Back in the day, this wasn't filled with dirt. You could actually skate out of the top, huh?
Yes, I never did, but Eric Dressen, nose bonk on the side of that. Probably late 80s, early 90s. I'm guessing late 80s. James Craig, half cap blunt on the side of that, going out of it.
Another one off the top of the wall back there when the fountain was empty up top. Joel Shepard, Ollie North.
These stairs also, I mean, people skated this. Snyder, nose wheelie, nollie flip.
I think he did nose manual through both
the
sets
thing.
of stairs too.
Nose manual, nose manual, nose manual,
Yeah.
Baker 4, Reynolds would ollie up the first 4 stair, and then he tray flipped up this. He also did back 180 switch manual off the curve. The only other clip in Baker 4 at this spot, Beagle did a cool combo over on the ledges. But we'll get to the ledges in a little bit.
But yeah, Reynolds got a couple tricks up that.
Yeah, the cops got a couple tricks on here too, riding their bikes down here to bust us.
Some BMXers have wall rid this.
I'm sure some skaters have too.
Yeah, it's got the combination of both.
People started just skating the ledge and just like popping down the 4 stair, but Jake Hayes hit this part of the ledge going that direction. He popped a huge ollie, back 50 right here.
Yeah, this one, I still think someone could do this one for real.
Oh, wow.
It's like Tiago should have nollie crooked this one. And this ledge is not good.
No, super chunky in spots too.
I've seen people skate that gap off the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, people go over this little tree, off the awning, over the tree. That's a sick one.
No, you can see that they bonded it because you used to be able to prop it up.
Oh yeah.
And then you put like a trash can or something right here.
It's kind of a shame to see it in this kind of disarray.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look over here, this doesn't scream, This was the spot though. 4 up, I mean, it's 3.5.
Right.
3 1/4 even. It's maybe not even a half, but up, do it, push, down, start a line. Actually, I was in the background of Kareem Campbell. He started a line over there, tray flipped down the stairs, came over here, and everybody's sitting right here. And I'm in the background standing up with a white polo shirt, just hanging out with my buddies, They weren't really my buddies back then, but I was starting to get to know them and skate with them. Hanging out with my buddies. But yeah, this is iconic,
Eric Koston had a plethora of tricks on this as well. Backside flip up, switch backside flip down.
Koston also had another very long line that started with the stairs, kick flip up, nollie flip down, then he headed over. He did like a nollie inward heel tail slide or something on a ledge. He just kept the line going. Jeron Wilson clips, front heel down, half cab flip down the stairs.
The first girl ad was Tim Gavin, I believe. Tim Gavin does a trick up, does a trick down, name pops up, Girl Skateboards, has all the list of the riders. It's like, when I saw that in 411, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. All my favorite skaters are now on this new company, like it was insane.
Ronnie Creager, backside flip up, switch tray down.
Richard Mulder did a line starting with the stairs, fakie flip down, ending with a switch front blunt over on one of the ledges. Ronnie Creager, I mean, he did a lot of lines in the whole area. I think he did switch heel up. He did tail slide on that ledge over there. Probably something in between, and then nollie hard flip over the wall into the fountain. Another popular spot to skate here, that fountain wall. Let's go talk about some of those tricks.
I was actually stoked that they rebuilt the fountain.
Yeah, it was a pile of dirt for a while.
Yeah, so they tore it out and put grass here. I'm stoked that they redid this because this was a big, huge part of the courthouse.
For sure.
Growing up was doing tricks into the fountain after a line or something like that, you know. Shiloh Greathouse, nose blunt slide.
Yeah, that corner over there.
Right. Which not too many people did. To be honest, I think top of my head, he was probably the only person that I remember actually skating at.
That's the only clip I think I've seen on that corner.
But yeah, the fountain was monumental. People would do single tricks, but I think ending the lines was a part of the whole allure, you know, coming here.
Chico Brenes did switch heel over the fountain. Chico, nollie back heel. Steve Berra did a line with half cab flip down the stairs and then backside flip over the wall. Mike York, frontside flip. Koston, switch back heel. Tony Ferguson, fakie tray.
Did everything on my own.
Ronnie Creager skated this spot a lot. Backside flip off the fountain wall and then switch back heel over the wall. He also nollie heeled over the wall. Robbie McKinley, nollie big heel. That's another crazy one. Let your foot heel.
I just want one clip in this video.
That thing might not even support you.
That hurt.
Looks like that thing's about to cave in. I would not trust that.
I was here a week ago and that thing was over against that blue wall over there.
People tail dropping off the wall maybe. So obviously that's not all the fountain tricks, but just a few we wanted to name off that kind of stick out in our brains. So let's head to the ledges now.
Who do you think the earliest of early people that skated here? Like Dressen?
Eric Dressen, yeah. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe there was stuff documented like late 80s. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't even know what year this place was built.
Yeah, I think from what I read, the 60s. Sometime in the 60s.
Really? So many legends would skate here, and then Keenan Milton had a couple lines here. Rest in peace. Just a lot of memories, bro.
Enrique Lorenzo, switch shove nose grind. I also did back tail in a line, and then nollie front crook another ledge.
Jeron Wilson, kickflip back tail. Jason Dill, tail slide to fakie, and then I think backside flip into the fountain over the wall. Jason Dill did fakie tray flip over the wall into the fountain.
There's just one thing that show me that you love.
Oh, Mike York, switch crook and a line to kickflip back tail. Shamil Randle, 180 nose grind. Gavin, switch front shove, back 5-0.
What you doing?
Koston, back nose one.
Do it.
Switch flip tail slide to regular.
Do it.
Nollie flip back tail. Day one song, this is a crazy one. Inward heel manual, kickflip out. Probably one of my favorite lines. Brian Herman, so much style. Kickflip front crook the ledge, and then kickflip nose slide the stage. So good.
P-Rod killed it, of course. Fakie 5-0, fakie flip out. He did switch crook, half cab flip out.
P-Rod's done a whole slew of things here. Jeremy Rogers, kickflip back tail to nose slide.
Another thing that comes to mind is Lawan doing the gap. If you've ever been here, I mean, this thing is, it's big, you know? And these ledges are usually really slippery on top, so to pop up and do that gap is pretty insane.
Aaron Snyder, front shove, nose grind, shove out. Jim Greco, he did dark slide, flipped it with his heel. Beagle has a couple tricks here, front blunt, shove out. He also like grinded the inside of one of these ledges, and it was when the ledges were starting to fall apart right before Nike came in to renovate it. So there was like a chunk missing that he had to pop over, and then he did a little nose manual bonk right here on the end.
Some tricks that come to mind when I think about these, just any of Eric Koston lines from like Goldfish.
Switch back tail to regular, and then I think nollie heel over a lamppost over there that was falling down at the time. Switch back 5-0, and then I think he did a trick over the wall into the fountain.
Frontside half cab flip.
Yeah, Gino, he did a switch flip back tail. You did a weird accidental trick over here, didn't you?
Accidentally did Willie grind to back nose blunt, early pop out to manual on flat, and then kickflip out. It's nobody's favorite trick, and also like, I don't think it's ever been done ever, and probably will never be done again.
That's a wild trick though.
I mean, I didn't mean to. It was like an accident. This is one of those where you kind of like landed manual and like, all right, I'm gonna see what happens. But funny because even Andy Anderson was standing there like a little confused, which is like, that's a good sign.
It's hard to make him confused, I'm sure.
So I'm gonna tell you something right now though, like, and I'm not taking anything away from Nike or anybody that contributed to making this spot legal to skate. These ledges were the roughest but smoothest ledges.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you're skating those rough ledges but they grind so well, and the noise that it makes and the sound it makes when you're grinding, that was these ledges. So for me, a little of the nostalgic got taken away when they put the metal ledges in here and everything.
More of a skate park vibe for sure now.
More of a skate park vibe, for sure. This was our love park, so to speak. Cops were raiding this place. They had, one instance, they had kids on all three of these benches, boom, boom, boom. 40 kids lined up, gave each of us tickets. Probably took 2 hours for them to do. We go pay the ticket at the place you go pay the ticket, whatever it is, a courthouse building. 40 kids lined up. They had no record of the tickets, nothing. We were holding up the whole line. People were just trying to go in and pay their little, you know, jaywalking ticket or their little parking ticket or whatever it was. And here we are holding up the whole system. Ended up getting a warrant for my arrest.
That's
like
nuts.
a month later. Got a letter in the mail. There's a warrant for your arrest. $70 ticket. I feel like they were just fucking with us.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like the cops hated us. Like they were here every weekend. I feel like it was a game to them. They'd come in and we'd scatter like cockroaches. You know, there's a movie theater up there called the New Art Theater a couple of my buddies worked at. I would run from the cops and hang out in the theater for 30 minutes and then come back and skate, you know? I think they would have a laugh, you know? I think they'd come in and be like, hey, watch this, you know, to the rookie, like, watch this.
Dude,
cops
you're probably
come in,
right.
boop, and then everybody would just scatter. Kids would be running up that way. Kids would be scaling the walls over there. It was crazy. It was crazy. On a weekend, whew, this place was packed.
You are the guy.
This one definitely stands out the most to me. Sean Hale going off of the roof into a kicker between those skinny ledges.
Yeah, it was attached to the van. They lit it up and did it at night. Even crazier.
That's some video game stuff right there.
One of the craziest things that I've ever seen was Chris Swanson literally riding off this.
That's insane.
To the ground, never did it, but
even to attempt that, that is up there.
This is a, what would you say, maybe 2-story building?
At least.
Well, what do they say, like 10 feet is a story?
Yeah.
So maybe a story and a half?
Yeah, that's above 10 feet for sure.
Talking to Jaws, he knows exactly what his body's capable of. And there's a certain standard of like stairs, how many inches a standard stair is.
Right.
So he knows for a fact, judging by like a stair count, like what he can do or what he can't do. And I don't know, looking at this, I think Jaws would be like, no. On a good day, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, Chris Swanson, dude, that's crazy, bro.
All right, here we are, the moment you've all been waiting for, the stage.
I always hear like, oh, I went to the stage. Oh, it's tall, like it's taller than I thought.
That thing's past your knees, almost to your hip.
Yeah. We have to understand too, it's like back then, let's see, when I was skating the stage heavy was like early 2000s, right? We were jumping up this thing every weekend.
Yeah.
Every weekend we were here jumping up this thing. So we just got more accustomed to it. Some weekends I'd come and I'd feel like the stage was like this high. You know what I mean? And then other days I'm like, you know, I felt like it was 10 stories high.
Where do I even start? Reynolds and all he knows manual.
Richard Mulder. Joey Brzezinski kickflip nose manual.
Stevie Williams switch heel, switch manual. Switchback 180 nose manual. He has a lot of tricks he did. Switch pop shove. Fakey tray, Stevie Williams.
Casey Rigney, early 2000s, might have been in an arcade video, or it could have been in a montage somewhere, but nollie heel flip nose wheelie this is psycho.
Same as it ever was, I do it for the buzz and not
You also got to think about this in the time periods. That's why I always joke about my trick, right? The switch flip Manny. A lot of people say, well, it just became a joke on our show, but it's the time period too. Then you go, you jump forward in time and you're like Nick Tucker, tray flip up this. To me, that's the gnarliest trick ever done, time period or not. To tray flip something straight on and get up and over something it's mental to me. You have to start your tray flip like right here.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, you have to start your tray flip like 6 feet away from it. So to tray flip up and over and then to get up onto a nose wheelie, whew. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy shit go down on this, but like, I think the most iconic though is Brad Hayes.
Brad Hayes, yeah.
Baker video, him tucking his chain into his his shirt, music going, that's like iconic. That's
Baker 2G. Fakey tray off was,
dude.
Yeah.
Brad Hayes did a lot of tricks in his Baker 2G part, like fakey shove, fakey Manny, 180 fakey manual.
When I think of the stage, I definitely, Brad Hayes comes to my mind. That was iconic, bro.
Brad Hayes, fakey big spin manual.
Aaron Snyder, 180 fakey manual, fakey tray out.
So build me up, buttercup.
He also did nose manual with like the double pivot in the middle, nollie 180 out.
Snyder, man, yep.
He's got some weird ones too. That little primo slide trick.
I'll tell you what, the best thing about the stage was the ability to slide.
Yeah.
You could ollie and clip your feet here, you know what I mean? And pitch up here and you'd slide halfway across. So
yeah.
The factor of getting hurt was non-existent almost. I mean, you could hang up here and just, you're already like bent down, so you're halfway there and you just slide it out.
Yeah.
The most devastating thing about the stage is doing a nose wheelie. Some guy's sitting over there, so I'll demonstrate on this side, but doing a trick, and you know those times where you're like, you're off balance and then you get pitched? That I've seen happen way too many times.
Destin, you know what I just noticed?
What?
All the lights work except for that one. Kelly Hart, fakey shove, switch manual.
Fakey barrel flip, fakey manual.
Kelly Hart, fakey tray, fakey Manny.
Did you know that was the SLS 2015 Trick of the Year?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I know.
And then he became the main campaign guy for it.
We got a month and a half left to enter the 2016 Trick of the Year. Every trick that's submitted is taken into consideration for Trick of the Year. I remember my first nose slide.
I think he was already like one of the SLS judges, and they actually had other judges come in to judge that one since he was a contender in that contest. And it was crazy that that was just like an iPhone clip.
Oh, we know this one guy that did switch flip manual.
Really? Are you sure?
I am very sure.
Imagine if you did like a heel flip manual, right? You heel flip up it, and you're landing in the heel flip already squatted. So you have to heel flip and then go up. So if you're nose wheeling, you like this, and then you got to get up. So you not only have to get up to balance yourself, you have to stand up on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Regular old manual pad, you don't have to do that.
This thing's just that high though.
You just kick flip manual and you're already standing up. This one, you're like this. Whoa! But yeah, we had many good sessions on this thing, man. We come here just to skate this.
Yeah, let's talk about some of your tricks.
Okay.
Is there any that you really had to battle, maybe wasn't the same day you started trying it? Anything you remember just like, oh, finally it happened?
Every trick I've ever done.
Yeah.
The switch flip manual was a battle. I probably came back here 3, 4, 5 weeks to get it. You have to remember too, like, you only have so many tries.
Right, right.
You're jumping up this thing for 6 hours? No. You're jumping up this thing for maybe 3 hours, 4.5 hours, depending, you know? We were young and spry back then. Had to come back multiple times to get that. Story that I like telling was like, Brian Wenning was sitting right there when I did it. And I did it multiple times. I did it like 2 or 3 times. Like, it was just, that day was just working. So I did it like 3 times that day. And he was just sitting over there. And I knew Brian Wenning, but I didn't. Like, he was more friends with Robbie McKinley, and he would stay at our house and this and that. But the fact that Brian Wenning was sitting there watching, and anybody that knows Brian Wenning, he was like, holy shit, what the fuck did I just watch? Oh my God, you know? And I'm just like, dude, Brian Wenning was here, saw that's amazing to me.
That's
young
awesome.
me, you know, was like, dude, I can't believe that. But yeah, I think a lot of these tricks were spur of the moment. We weren't thinking like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna come and do this. It was more of like, come here, try something, and then it turns into something.
You did a lot of like switch banny, shove in the middle of it. You did like the big spin in the middle of one.
Yep.
Any flip trick up this thing, even if you're kick flipping up this thing, like, props to you. Jimmy Carlin, fakie hard flip.
You did switch manual and you like did a little pivot to nose manual, like halfway.
Yeah,
I like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
It's unique.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, this spot, we were skating it every weekend, so it wasn't like we would have stuff planned. We would try a trick and then that would become the thing that we would try for the next couple hours or bleed into the next day, weekend, next weekend, you know? So honestly, everything I tried here, the switch mani to pivot to nose manual, was probably just in a session.
Yeah, spur of the moment.
Was a spur of the moment.
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool. The stage is a little slippery, you know, so I figured you could do that. Everybody also comments on the switch manual, switch 3 shove out. That's what everybody.
Oh yeah, it was like front side 3 shove.
Front side 3 shove, yeah.
Yeah, that one is insane.
Yeah, that's what everybody comments to me about, because they're like, dude, the switch flip manual was cool, but the switch manual, switch front 3 out was crazy.
Yeah, that one is crazy. I've seen you do a couple tricks on the side, on the ledge. I think you did pop shove nose grind. You did like switch front nose.
Funny story about that. I don't know if you want to hear about a story about a pop shove at nose grind on the stage.
No, let's hear it, let's hear it, let's hear it.
So the whole time I skated independent trucks. Like, that's what I skated for. Had one indie ad. I was, dude, to get an independent ad, I was hyped on that. But something was up with my trucks. I didn't have a package. I didn't have extra trucks. I didn't get my package or whatever. So I went to the skate shop. All they had in my size were Ventures. So I was like, dude, all right. So got the Ventures, put them on my board. That was the only time I could pop shove it up to nose grind that thing.
Were they a little lighter?
I don't know what it was. I did it and got, you know, whatever, put my indies back on the next when I got my box. Tried it again, maybe wanted to try to do like a shove it out or maybe get a sequence of it or who knows what I was trying to do. Could never pop shove it, nose grind that thing ever again.
Wow.
Just because I switched the truck, something about them, I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, shout out to Independent, bro. They've, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but couldn't do it. And I was wearing a beanie. I've never worn a beanie before. I don't know, maybe that was it.
That was the secret.
Jeron Wilson, switch tail slide back to regular. That'd be hard. Eric Koston, switch front nose. Switch manual, switch heel out. Nollie nose slide to fakie. Eric Koston also did nollie half cab, switch crook back to regular. Ronnie Creager did an epic long line. Started out back tail to fakie on here.
What were the years when you were sessioning this place heavy?
Well, all that stuff went down was in the Hot Chocolate Tour video.
Right.
So that was in 2004, I believe. Yeah, right, was 2003? Early 2000s. From 2000 to, you know, 2005, 6, whenever.
Oh, I actually found this last night in like some Transworld video duet. They made it look like you did another switch flip, Manny.
Yeah.
But you had like a double, right?
That was John Delo.
John Delo,
John Delo doubled for me. Yeah. I'm still young, but I'm too old to fuck with this stage, bro. That thing is tall. I'm not jumping up that thing no more. But that was just a fun, thing.
I think you could still get up there.
Yeah, if I skated 180s are easier to do, I think, than straight ollie.
Yeah.
You could kind of fling it, right? I don't know, I'd have to like really get my legs back underneath me, you know?
Rick Howard got a switchback tail on this thing. Richard Mulder, switchback 5-0, back 180 out. So we did a fakie back tail.
Gino Iannucci, switchback tail shove out.
Antoine Dixon, switch tail slide, switch heel out.
Spanky, switch 180 nose grind, back 180 out. Danny Hamaguchi, switch flip back tail. Gabriel Rodriguez did fakie 5-0 on this. Fakie front crook.
Gabriel Rodriguez, knife back tail on this.
Gabriel Rodriguez tail slid over on this side, which is higher.
Yeah, it was like over some stairs.
He did a line. Now we're talking
even higher than the other side, right?
So that was the first time I had ever seen anybody skate this side of it. In a line, no
That's
less.
one of the only times I've ever seen someone skate that side.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested too to know who started skating this, because we weren't skating that.
No.
This was the ledge right here.
This was the side for a long time, but then a lot of people started hitting this side around the curve. All the way around the curve. Brian Herman did lip slide. Corey Duffel did lip slide to fakie.
Kevin Spanky Long, front board to fakie.
I know Reynolds did something on this. Was it like nose grind, back nose grind?
This thing used to be nice back in the day, I bet. Like, look over here. Come and zoom in right here. Imagine this. There, down.
And that's just so
super chunked out.
It's pretty chunky. This curve one is still good though. Carlos Ribera, tail slide, front side flip.
What I think is one of the craziest tricks is Carlos Ribera did switch back tail 270.
How do you switch back tail that high?
Tiago Lemos, switch crook around the bend. And he switch back tailed this whole thing. So good, fully on top.
Art Cordova did tail slide hard flip.
Dude, one time we lit this place up. I think it was Ty Evans. We lit it up for something. And again, this was back when it was illegal to skate and there was a lot of homeless people, whatever. And unbeknownst to us, I guess, if you climb over that wall, there was a bunch of homeless that lived
inside there.
Up there, right? We turned the generator on. It starts to go, and literally it was like people were climbing over. They didn't know what was going on. They thought they were getting raided or something, helicopters. Like they were climbing out and running. Like we were like, what the fuck? Like, it was crazy. Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Ryan Connor volleyed up to nose manual to nollie 180 fakie manual, fakie varial flip off.
That's a lot going on there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely a unique way to skate it with the wallies. Another one, Dan Corrigan did wally up to nose manual, body varial fakie manual.
He does YouTube.
Billy Henning, manual Casper flip out.
This one seems impossible. Switch manual, switch hard flip out by P-Rod. Brandon Beagle, nollie 180, fakie manual. A crazier one he did, half tab heel nose manual, nollie flip out. Bobby, back 180, fakie manny, fakie flip out. Will Fyock, switch pop shove, fakie hard flip.
Kyle Olson, he did nose manual, nollie, back foot, impossible out.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing this guy's name right, but Siwa nose manual to like nollie big flip switch manual in the middle.
Oh, Schmatty. I think he did nollie inward heel nose tray flip. You have to pop it higher than the ledge, and the ledge is already this high, so a nollie inward heel, you know what I mean? Like, that's how high you are.
It's probably easy for him to get up on this thing. Tiago, nollie 180, switch manny, switch heel out.
Nollie heel nose manual, nollie late flip out. Switch frontside flip manual, backside flip out. And then Nick Tucker, switch heel manual, late flip out. Nick Tucker, switch inward heel manual. Another one to add to this man's long list of tricks. Nick Tucker, backside flip, fakie manual.
At this point, like anything related to the Courthouse, I think Nick Tucker's probably #1.
They also used to run some contests here, the Andale Wheelie Dope contest. One year they even set up an extra kicker over here with another layer on top of the stage that people could pop up even higher to do manual tricks across. But then you also had the normal side here. People would do tricks on the stage. We're not going to name every trick that went down on the contest.
Destin, you forgot to mention, this was in the Tony Hawk video game, American Wasteland.
Dang, I think it's in Skater XL as well.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Also, another thing, this spot is featured in Jonah Hill's movie, the mid-90s.
It wasn't until like 2014
that Nike came in and made this a legal spot to skate.
and I know just the person to talk to about all that. So.
Well, my name's Alec Beck. I live in Vista, California. I've been skating for about 25 years. I've been in public skate park and skate space advocacy for 18 years. And I work for the Skate Park Project, which used to be known as the Tony Hawk Foundation. Spaces like the Courthouse do a really good job of not only providing a safe recreational space for local skaters, they do a lot for the community to kind of grow in terms of the ceiling of progression. In the 90s, it was so popular and in better shape, but probably a bigger bust than it ended up being in the mid-2000s.
Tell us the story about how it became legalized to skate there, how it became a free and open space for skaters.
In 2013, Neighborhood Council asked, how do we get skaters out of here? We said, we need to make a park that's similar or better. And so that's what led to us advocating for it, designing Stoner Park. And once that got built, some of the skaters kind of started migrating over there. Once the skaters left, interestingly enough, a lot of drug use and homelessness came into the courthouse itself. In 2014, basically Nike came in to do an event for one day for Go Skate Day. They were going to start at Stoner Park. We were all going to skate together over to the courthouse, and they had paid a hefty sum to resurface all the ledges of all of the, like a lot of ledges, lots and lots of work. Nike was cool enough to do that, but it was only for one day. It was for one Go Skate Day event, and they were going to knob the ledge the next day. Aaron Snyder hit me up on text, and he said, we got to do something about this. You know, the city's treating us like second-class citizens. They'll allow drug use at this space, but they're kicking skaters out, and Nike's going to come in for one day. You know, this seemed like, hey, maybe there's something worth pursuing here. So I hit up Jay Handel from the Neighborhood Council to ask, hey, what can we do? They've already spent the money here. It's nicer to skate. This can be an asset. You guys are seeing it as a liability. This can be an asset to the community. He says, all right, let's talk about it. I say, what do you need? He says, well, I think we need some budget for maintenance, and I think we need to have an agreement with the skaters. And I said, okay, let's see what we can do. I go over to the spot. I end up meeting the people from Nike. I said, hey, we may have an opportunity to make this permanent. Are you interested? And I said, absolutely. Like, duh. I said, oh, cool, we need 50 grand, 10 grand over the next 5 years in order to kind of seal the deal for maintenance. And they said, done, on the spot. I called Jay and I said, hey, we got the money. This is all, literally, this whole thing happened in the span of a weekend. Can we talk about what kind of agreement we need with the skaters? And he said, sure, but we need about 6 months. And I'm like, what do you mean? These are perfect ledges. Koston's posting about it. It's all over social media. Everybody's coming to go skate day on Friday. There's no way we can keep people from skating this. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. If you want to create an agreement, we have to make sure that nobody skates here for the meantime while we sort it out with the city. And I said, okay, we'll figure that out. So event on Friday, knob people coming on Sunday. And so we said, hey, look, call off the knob crew. And so what we did is we printed out signs that said, wait, don't blow it. And we knobbed the spot with those printed signs. Basically just said, don't blow this. We're working towards making this a legal skate spot. And if you grind through this, you're blowing it for everybody. And to my amazement, 6 months went by and not a single grind mark. Skaters would come up, read the signs, and skate away. And I'm so thankful to those skaters for being cool and getting it. Because of that, it showed the city like, hey, look, this spot can be shared. These skaters can be respectful. They can read the signs. That was really big for the city to say, okay, look, looks like we can share this space and go from there. We came up with this really wonderful situation where the spot is now legal. Now, that whole area has been sold and it's being redeveloped for an affordable housing, which is great because we need that in LA. But it is a bummer because that's a hugely influential spot and it will be missed. So we're trying to take the best elements from that space and recreate them nearby in a public park space. So kind of the essence of this of the West LA Courthouse can survive somehow. Ideally, we would keep it and protest and cause a big problem, but that ship has sailed essentially. There's nothing we could have done. The goal is to have a stage, a couple of ledges, and a smooth flat ground.
I've been hearing about the rumors of it getting torn out for quite a while. I think a lot of people have. I read online that everyone was pretty sure it was happening last year and it still hasn't happened. Do you know how much time we have this spot left to skate?
It's a really good question. Things have gotten a little delayed on their project. My advice would be, if you're waiting to go skate it, don't wait. Go skate, like get it in this year. If we're lucky, we'll have another 18 months. But I would put a 6-month clock on that and try to get out there. I'm hoping for them to hit as many roadblocks as possible so we get to skate it more.
Lots of great info there. Thank you so much. We're back with the measuring tape. Gonna get some measurements. Let's start with the out ledge. We'll start down here. Let's just get the height right here that people have to pop up onto this thing. Looks like it's 1 foot 10 inches. So that's almost 2 feet high right here. There was the one trick right here that popped up to back 50. That's a 3 foot 1 inch right here. This is what I really want to know, the length of this thing. And the total length is 33 feet 7 inches. No, that's it, 33 feet 7 inches. Kanaan wants to know the drop off. I almost passed this opportunity up. 4 feet 5.5 inches. So about 4 feet 6 inches, we'll say, we'll round up. The most important measurements today, the stage, we'll start with this side of the stage. It's like 2 foot 1 inch. So
25 inches?
About 25 inches. Let's go to this side over here. This side's about 2 feet 4 inches. Wow. So definitely higher on this side. Just for fun, let's get the length too. So this isn't gonna be the exact because it depends on where you pop on and pop out. On average, somewhere in the middle, 29 feet 3 inches. That's how long you gotta hold your manuals.
All right, that's our video on the West LA Courthouse. We did this one for you guys since you requested it so much. So let us know in the comments what spot you wanna see next.
Yeah, we wouldn't normally do a spot like this.
Well, we usually like to go to handrails, but we're here at Manual Pad and Ledges today.
I think it turned out good.
We post videos every week, so please subscribe and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Chris Roberts, for coming.
Hey, and I wish squirrels were domesticated. They're so cute, look at them. You tell me you don't want that thing running around your house? Imagine him chilling on your shoulder, watching TV. Look at you, you're checking out my ledge, huh? I call it my ledge. It's my ledge.